Two rivers and a mountain border our land. South Marlborough is a place of stunning vistas and strong community. From the heights of the majestic Mount Tapuai o Puanuku, down the Awateri and Waiotoa rivers to the coast. Let us take you off the grid on an adventure to discover South Marlborough. Maunga Awa Moana.
We're a family business that started back in 1969. We were farming on an island. It was too small. The only flat paddock was the sea. So in 1979 we diversified into mussels, then contracting and then processing in 2004. And here we are, 2021, with a brand and a mussel factory.
80% of New Zealand's mussels come from the Marlborough Sounds, and they're an amazing product because they're a beautiful big green mussel compared to overseas. You've got little blue mussels. They're high in iron, protein, so they're an all-round superfood.
They're easy to prepare. Not that I do very much of that, but they are. My wife tells me they're easy to prepare because we've done all the cooking. All you do is take them out of the packet, add some garnish, heat them, and you're away.
Alrighty, so I'm going to make a super easy dish here today, a classic Marlborough dish and a classic Redwood family dish actually. Mum always makes this, so it's our omega mussels and a beautiful white wine sauce. The brilliance of our product is that they're already scrubbed, they're partially debedded, so you might find a few beds in there, but you can just pluck them out and then you can see the liquid in there. So that's the mussels holding their own, when they're harvested they hold a teaspoon of salt water, and then that's let out in the cooking process, and that's its own mussel stock. So that is the winner today. We're going to cut it open and we're going to pour it all in with the juice included. They've also got a 1-year chilled shelf life or 2 years frozen. Let it run away. Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc from Tupari, so beautiful white wine. They smell amazing. Alright, now we'll let that simmer away for just a little bit longer.
And you can see the brand here, our omega mussels.
It's match
So
made in heaven, some would say, Dad.
What's that?
Match made in heaven.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You're laughing with me, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are laughing with me, Lizzie.
You'll never know.
We are a family business and we try to deal with other family businesses overseas, and we want the family to connect with other families.
Yeah, we definitely find that working with family businesses, they have the same sort of values, and as well, moving as a business we can be a bit more agile because we can make decisions quicker, and so can they. So we find a lot of common ground working with family businesses.
Kikering is a small coastal village on the east coast of the South Island, halfway between Blenheim and Kaikoura. It's a small farming community, 6 or 7 local farms, and they've store at Kikering also. It started off as a small fishing village back in the early 70s and 80s, until those got moved further south to the Kaikoura region. So the store was built in 1994. My uncle and my mother designed it. They wanted something that was pretty bold with some classical sort of lines, made from hardwood and concrete block and plastered walls with amazing views out over the ocean. It's got large deck and grass areas, and lots of room for people to go exploring down towards the beach. It's a big venue and requires a lot of work and a lot of maintenance, but it also provides the opportunity to hold some fantastic events. Generally do 4, 5, 6 weddings a year, many Christmas parties out of Blenheim and Kaikoura, and birthday parties and other events as well. Inside we can seat probably close to 100 people. It's very unique. It's a big open dining hall type space with lots of round cafe tables. Food here, because we cater to the travelling public, has to be relatively quick and easy to eat. A lot of menu options such as fish and chips, salt and pepper squid, seafood type food that's filling but quick and easy to eat. So since my wife and I purchased the store 5 years ago, it's been a challenge. First of all, we had the Kaikoura earthquake, where we were closed for 1 year, 1 month and 1 day. We got back on our feet, which was fantastic. Since then, I joined a board or a trust to build, with the aim of building a cycleway from Picton through to Kaikoura, with the aim of it being something spectacular, something that takes you away from the current road and rail, and so that you'll see sights that you'll never see anywhere else. Pleased to say that the cycleway is underway. Again, we had to, like many other businesses, we had to close for a period of time while we were in shutdown, but the local support of New Zealanders has been phenomenal. While our numbers aren't what they were, prior to COVID, we're still looking forward to a really happy Christmas.
A winter home garden is about approximately 10 acres of area that we maintain. It was designed by my mother-in-law Sue McFarlane and is very much a formal garden consisting of strong lines, intersecting axes and surprises around every corner. We are 100 feet above sea level, right above the main highway, though you can't really tell. We have beautiful ocean views and are surrounded by beautiful native bush as well. In 1939, my husband's great-grandparents moved here from Ottawa in Canada and set up base here at Windhome. They moved a small 2-bedroom cottage onto the site, and then my husband's parents moved here in 1977 and began establishing the garden in the 1980s. A winter home, you really have to see it to believe it. It is very large scale and you don't often appreciate that from pictures. You really need to come here and see it in person. My favourite part of the garden is actually what we call the park area. Lots of ornamental trees, native trees. You will see a variety of plants, different views, different vistas, different perspectives. So this is our long pond area of Windhome with the moon gate at the end. I really like it because when you walk past it and the angle changes, your view completely changes every time. It's very cool. We're continually trying to maintain the garden but also develop it and carry on Sue's legacy. It's a really special place. We like to share it with people and it's just such a treat for our children to grow up here. Windhome has always been about family. There are a lot of family involved in the Windhome operation. We have the sheep and beef farm, which is 7 kilometres along the coast towards Terahanga. Yeah, Richard's still very much involved. He's incredibly knowledgeable and he will come down once or twice a week and help out in the garden. So when Sue went about planning the garden, it was very much with family in mind. She wanted them to have a swimming pool, a tennis court, lots of spaces to ride their bikes and explore, and she certainly achieved that. And it is still very, very much about family. We moved back here from Bermuda 3.5 years ago. We were supposed to only come for 6 weeks to help get ready for our annual garden festival, Garden Marlborough. 3.5 years later, we are still here, and it's a privilege to live here, and it's our children are incredibly lucky.
The striking coastline crowned by the Cape Campbell Lighthouse was the setting for the movie The Light Between Oceans. It is also a hotspot for Aotearoa's biodiversity, with seabirds and seals favouring it as a place to raise their young. You too can explore this stunning location on a half-day return beach walk from Marples Beach to the lighthouse. The Peter family offer true Kiwiana-style accommodation in the original lighthouse keepers' buildings. And they have also installed an information kiosk for all to access. Feel enlivened while you soak up the raw beauty, and make sure you bring along a local vintage. It's truly worth the effort.
I'm Paul O'Donnell, soon to be Director of BDO Marlborough, married to a lovely wife Michelle with 13-year-old twins, a boy and a girl, Elijah and Jemima. We love Marlborough, and it's a fantastic place to grow up but also to run a business. Yeah, so I guess I've grown up and lived in Marlborough all my life. Exposure to vineyards started in 1987 when I helped plant my dad's first vineyard, and I guess from there, coming back from university, got involved with our clients, getting into developing vineyards and acting for wineries on the way through. People we've dealt with so far with BDO have been fantastic and have been hugely supportive of what we're wanting to do, and really that's made the whole decision a no-brainer really. And end of the day, it's all about good people working with good people.
I'm Alex Barton. I'm a Director of BDO Marlborough and soon to join the BDO National Board. I'm very excited about this. My background is from the King Country, where I grew up on a sheep and beef farm, and also in the Waikato, where I went to school. I've got a background in governance and investor relations at Air New Zealand, but my passion is for rural New Zealand, hence living in Marlborough and supporting small businesses and medium businesses through accounting services and business advisory services.
Leslie O'Donnell's been an accounting firm in the blended marketplace for 25 odd years now, and we have a great reputation and client following.
As part of our strategic planning, we've been looking for a partner for a while now. What was really important to us is that we remain locally owned and the same local people. I think it's important for accounting firms these days to really make sure that they're getting the best information they can. Paul and I looked extensively at other partners, and BDO has a massive focus on rural and agribusiness. To us, this is very important because that aligns with our client base.
Yes, as part of moving to BDO, we've looked at the requirements of the business and our staff, and decided that we really needed new premises and a bit more space, which will provide a nicer working environment for our staff, but also better spaces and other resources to clients. One of the successes of our business over the long term has been, I guess, the culture of our firm and how we all get on as one family really, and that same family environment is what we see in the broader BDO network, and we're really thrilled to be part of a bigger team really.
At BDO Marlborough, we're very family focused. We have many staff who've got young families. and we like to support these team members. We've also got many team members who've been at our firm and the prior firms for decades, and it's great to keep the traditions that we have in the firm. We try to offer flexible working arrangements for staff if they need to get out of the office at lunchtime or in the afternoon to watch kids sport. We're very happy for them to do that. We offer working from home. This is a real positive development for the region and reflects the strength of the Marlborough economy.
Two rivers and a mountain border our land. South Marlborough is a place of stunning vistas and strong community. From the heights of the majestic Mount Tapuai or Guanuku, down the Awateri and Waiatoa rivers to the coast. Let us take you off the grid on an adventure to discover South Marlborough. Maunga Awa Moana.
So Genevieve, we're here in beautiful Middle Hill Mountain Bike Park. Can you tell us about how it came to be? What's the story behind it? It's a stunning location.
Yeah, it's our family farm, so I grew up here. I did a bit of work in the valley rafting, with Clarence River rafting, and so I came back each summer, and after the earthquake I got my first bike, started building some trails, not really knowing what I was doing, and then met my partner who is a trail builder. So yeah, we've been operating for a year and we've got about 12 or so different trails, a few more in the pipeline, and the sort of mountain bike community know about us, they're here. And we just want to build on that. We sort of aim more at the intermediate to advanced. Eventually we'd like to aim towards attracting world-class athletes and having some sort of big events, downhill racing or enduro racing or something. Yeah, with a backdrop that people haven't really seen much of before. Constantly working on the trail network. That's what we really enjoy, is creating new trails and seeing everybody, getting excited about them. And
the bike I've brought along today is probably not your natural downhill enduro bike. It's a fully rigid reverse steering bike. How do you think I might go today on some of your trails?
I can't wait to see you try.
Me too.
G and Morgs also have the two Tohinu tents available.
Where do I look? At the camera or you? Or?
So, Tookie's going to stand here.
Yeah.
You look towards him. Is that too bright, looking in that direction?
That's all right.
Not too bad. It's
If you're happy with this.
Sweet as.
Yeah, my dad started up this little business 1997 he brought a couple of old river rafts and everything you need to do some rafting with, and it was pretty cruisy stuff for 10 years, and then we kind of hit a little bit of a market and hasn't really stopped. We're pretty lucky. We've got a whole bunch of rafts now, do a few different rivers. This is our main gig though, and we really love it. We offer kind of a range of multi-day trips, anywhere between an overnight trip and a 6-day trip. Just kind of trying to fit it in. Realise that people are busy these days, and 5 or 6 day river trips is sometimes a little bit out of some people's comfort zones. It's not glamping, it's experiencing the wilderness. You know, it's wet, it can be cold, it can be beautiful, it's sunny. So we're just trying to find something that might suit everyone. Yep, kids, all ages. The youngest we'll do is 5 or 6 year olds, and the oldest person we've taken down was a 97-year-old. Unfortunately, our main opposition took his brother down at 102, so we don't quite have the record for the oldest player on the trip. But we fully cater these trips and just cruise down the river. That's literally it, eh? We go rafting. Rafting's pretty cruisy work, and we've always just really sold this trip to New Zealanders through word and mouth advertising. So to be brutally honest, we've seen a little jump in how good our business is run. So yeah, 2021, pretty good year for us.
So we're situated on the Kaikoura coast on a farm here, 1100 hectare farm, pretty much halfway between Blenheim and Kaikoura. So a great spot for people travelling to the ferry, and being right on State Highway 1, it's perfect for one-nighters if they want to come, but it's also a destination from Christchurch. We're 3 hours from Christchurch or an hour from Blenheim. What sells this place is the view. The view is incredible. Looking straight out at the Pacific Ocean, and then the farm goes right to the back to the Clarence River. You know, we're pretty much an hour from town, from anywhere, so it's very relaxing. People don't need to go anywhere, they can just sit down and take in the view. This campsite can be perfect for any weather. You know, if it's a beautiful sunny day, take the beanbags outside and relax and read a book. Or even if it's cold, you can sit by the fire in your tent. Get the fire going, it'd be really cosy sitting in your tent. There's plenty of board games to play. We've got a bar situated right down on the coast. It looks straight out at the views, and there's no power here, so you can completely switch off. Yeah, we've got 3 tents. 2 of the tents have got queen beds in them with a beautiful little fire to keep them cosy and warm. And then the middle tent has got a double bed with 2 single beds. So a lot of it is set up for families, perfect for families, or for hens parties, groups of friends. It sleeps 10 people, and they are fully waterproof tents, very cosy, with 100% cotton sheets, beautiful duvets. Yeah, it's luxury camping. Okay, in here we've got gas for cooking, and then outside there is the barbecue, and then there is hot water and cold water. Everything's provided, your plates, your pots, utensils, everything's here you need. This is the outside area where people can sit and have their breakfast, lunch and dinner and just relax. And when it's cold they can fold those clears down and be nice and warm in here.